Hello and welcome everyone to today's video where I'm going to run through the fragrances I've worn in the last week. I don't have a lot to go through this week as there were a few on repeat, but I enjoyed everything I wore, so I look forward to getting into it. First up, we have this wonderful fruity perfume, Si Passione by Giorgio Armani. I went through a 30ml bottle of Si Passione over the last summer and repurchased the 100ml, and I've just pulled it out again to wear during the day because the weather's warmed up here in Australia. We're going from spring into summer soon. The weather's definitely warming up. I just love this in spring and summer. It is bright and fruity. To me, it doesn't smell a lot like the other Cs that I've smelled in the line. I'm just looking down at the notes now. It definitely has blackcurrant, and yeah, it's in there. But the main fruit in Si Passione is the pineapple note, which is divine. It's a fresh pineapple, so not a caramelized pineapple. This one is a fresh pineapple, and to me, that's everything in this fragrance. It's a fresh pineapple, tropical smelling fragrance. Yes, it's described as shampoo-y, and yes, as far as it goes, that's correct. It's got that uplifting, fruity, shampoo-y vibe to it. I think that doesn't do it justice. It's a lot better than that. This is one of my favorites out of all the perfumes I own because it's invigorating smelling. It's a combination of to me mostly, it's pineapple and vanilla. I also really love it because it lasts all day. This one you don't even have to take to work to top up. 8 hours I get out of this, no problem at all. When I wore it this week, I got a compliment after the 5-hour mark. Someone asked me, what fragrance are you wearing today? It smells really good. And they said it smelled very tropical and lovely. So, excuse me. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about Si Passione by Giorgio Armani. Next, we have Intimate Fantasy by Britney Spears. Yes, indeed. This is a new purchase, bought it on a whim, was in a pharmacy, saw it, smelled it, and it's really, really good, guys. I'm wearing this today. It's a warm day here. This is a great casual scent, great for the warm weather. I'd describe it as a green vanilla. I know that doesn't sound like a fantasy perfume, does it? A Britney Spears fantasy, but this is a kind of like a green vanilla. I'll just call up the notes. It has when you first spray it, well, I at least get the florals, and then it changes a little bit. So at the top of this one, you have, believe it or not, the fruit at the top, lychee, Italian lemon, and violet leaf, which I think gives it the greenness. Then in the middle, we've got brown sugar, ozonic notes. Now, there's an animalic note here that I don't know how to pronounce. Is it Genet? Genet. Genet. Not sure. You don't get a lot of animalic from this. But there is something. I don't know what that's meant to smell like. Like I say, this is largely a florally but green vanilla. And between the violet leaf and there's lily of the valley in here, to me it's the violet leaf and the lily of the valley that make this a very interesting twist on a vanilla. In the base, you've got vanilla, white musk, heliotrope, and benzoin. And yeah, you definitely pick up on the heliotrope as well. It's really interesting. I'd encourage you all to try it, particularly if you live in a warmer climate. I've enjoyed wearing this, out of the shower, of an evening, just to wind down. I don't think I wore this to work, but I would. And this would be a great pick in really, really hot weather. It's truly quite lovely. Not like any of the others in the fantasy line, worth checking out, which, by the way, I am quite a fan of some of the others. So I've got Midnight. Now we have an update, guys, on Fever by Jimmy Choo. I'm going to spray this one again. I've worn this heaps this week. You may be able to see that. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to make me sneeze, isn't it? It's going gonna make me sneeze. I've worn this heaps. Can you see that? Yeah. I've dented this. Really enjoyed wearing this. And I sound surprised because I thought with it being light wearing, it would be too light wearing for me. But I think because this has those gourmand touches, especially that like a powdery chocolate nuance to it, it's great with light wearing. Yeah, I can't get over that. I've taken quite a bit out of that. I have worn this to work, worn this just casually, worn this of an evening, worn this going to bed. Love it a lot. It is pretty. And this is an all year rounder. I could see myself continuing to wear this in the springtime. I could also wear it in the summer. There's something unusual about it in that I could wear it in hotter weather and it won't be too much. It's quite a hidden gem, I think, this Jimmy Choo Fever. I have been wearing it in combination. Because I wore it so much, I did decide I needed to mix it up a bit. And I wore it on one occasion. I think this is what I wore to work one time this week with Vanilla 28. Now, really good combo because they actually combined to form something greater than the sum of their parts, if you like. So sometimes we fool around. I don't know what you guys are like with combos. Well, at least for me, you can just smell the two fragrances, like one comes forward and the other comes forward. Fever with Vanilla 28 isn't like that. It becomes something new and better, which that's kind of exciting. So this brings more sweetness and more spiciness to this. So it really amps up, the Vanilla 28 amps up the Fever. So you still have that chocolatey, powdery. This gives it some more spice and some more sweetness. If you have these, give that combination a go. Fever by Jimmy Choo and KR Lee Vanilla 28. And the last thing I've got to talk about is another combo. Still with Vanilla 28. I was on a bit of a Vanilla 28, what else can I do with this kind of journey this week, it seems. And I picked up another vanilla, which I've worn quite a bit, haven't worn in a while. And this is Lalique Le Parfum. So I think a lot of you'd be familiar with the Lalique Le Parfum. Let me hold these bottles. There we go. And it is not a sweet vanilla at all. It's a fairly clean vanilla. I enjoy this a lot. It's got a very strong, well, let's say very noticeable bay leaf note in it. The bay leaf gives it a savory nuance. It's quite strong. Sometimes it's more green to me and sometimes it's more savory. It smells exactly like bay leaf, culinary bay leaf. This combination also really good. Again, she's the layering queen, Vanilla 28. She made Lalique Le Parfum sweeter, and I think that's what this probably needs for most people. I enjoyed the additional sweetness. She doesn't need more spiciness because the bay leaf gives it spice, but of course there's some lovely spicy tones in this, so they complemented each other really well. Vanilla 28. That is it. It's a short one there. The fragrances I wore this week, I wore them on rotation, so not a big variety this week, but I hope you enjoyed having a look at those, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.